presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are NC.
It's just another beautiful evening in Kansas City, where we come to you from Kauffman Stadium for Royals baseball. Tonight, Game 2 between the Colorado Rockies and the Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody. Steve Physioc, Rex Hudler with you. Last night, the Royals received a brilliant start from Danny Duffy, and KC survived 3-2. Tonight, they'd love to get a start like that from Ian Kennedy, who's been roughed up his last 4.
Yeah, you know, Fizz, he has the ability, but he watched last night as Danny Duffy really took to shreds the best hitting offense in the National League last night. He charted those pitches. Now, you see his last starts haven't been good, but the previous 8 have. He has it in him. This is down the stretch now. They've got to have a good start out of Ian Kennedy. He has the potential. He has the skills to do it. Just keep the ball down and on the corners and out of the middle if he can.
And hopefully the bullpen is hitting their stride. They were outstanding last night in 3 shutout innings. We'll tell their story next. Brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, for all for less. Biz and Hud back with you at Kauffman Stadium. The Royals bullpen has been a little like the team, extremely hot and extremely cold. And they went through that tough time in early August, and now, last 3 games, they've been rock solid.
Yeah, you know, we're wondering, where's the pin to win? We got to have them. You know, in July, they were so good. Royals were all the comeback wins. The pin was holding them down. They were finishing off hitters. But you know what? Man, August came, and it was just not right. But they're back now. After the last 3 games, they're pitching like they did in July. Keeping the ball down, executing, getting the outs when they need them. Even how about Moreland's belly flop? That was beautiful. But the bottom line is he got him out, and they won the game.
Time for our University of Kansas Health System injury report, and it's about Kelvin Herrera. Came on in the 9th inning, got the first 2 quick outs, then all of a sudden right forearm tightness.
Yeah, you know, Salvi could tell something was going on. He says, hey guys, come on, Skip, get out here. Let's go. He can't finish here. We need to win this game. Now, certainly the health of the players is important, but right now where the Royals are, wins are everything. They've got to get it. They got it last night. That was good to see.
And Salvador Perez certainly proved his worth. He was outstanding, and we'll talk his story both offensively and defensively, his impact to this Royals team. Amazing player, not only offensively, but there was a moment last night, Hud, with the tying run at third base where he did an amazing job at blocking balls in the dirt.
Heck, as many games as he missed, I'm surprised that he was not missing with the bat. But certainly, his timing with the changeups in the dirt. Look at Lucroy. He kept wanting to score the Rockies. They were waiting to tie this game up. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Lucroy, sorry, you got to go back to the bag. Salvi's back, and that's the big thing for this ball club, Fizz. He's the heart and soul. We all know it. We saw the little heart he makes right here. That's important with that heart. But you know, the skills really speak loudly.
Well, Salvador Perez certainly had something to do with how well Danny Duffy pitched last night. Can he have the same impact with Ian Kennedy?
No question about it. It's time to win, guys. As Salvi's back now, everybody jump on his back.
And when we come back, Joel and Monty will talk about the race, the playoff race that the Royals are in with just 38 games to go.
Royals last night, a save on 2 pitches. The first ever Royal to do that was this guy, Jeff Montgomery. I'm Joel Goldberg. A lot of talk about the wild card right now. Still almost 6 weeks of baseball left. Royals, they can still catch the Indians.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what the focus is right now, to stay hot, get hot, catch the Cleveland Indians, but you've always got this wild card thing. It's going to be a really crazy race to the end.
Those are our Toyota League leaders. Hey, think about it this way. Pick up a game every single week, and you're there at the end. But nice that the wild card is there, but you're actually competing with more teams. And suddenly Minnesota, well, they haven't gone away all year, but that offense is absolutely rolling.
Yeah, and if the Twins haven't gone away yet, they are not going to go away. And I think you look at these other teams, the Angels got really hot. The Mariners been up and down. One of those teams are going to get hot during the course of the last 37, 38 games. Let's just hope it's the Royals. If so, they'll be right where they need to be.
Scoreboard watching in August and September is nerve-wracking. It's fun, and it's something you only do when your team is in the race. And the Royals are in the race. So are the Rockies. That should make for some more great baseball on a beautiful night. Fizz and Hud are back with the call next.
Was brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. By Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by the Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest lasting full-size pickup on the road. Find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. Gorgeous evening in Kansas City. Blue skies, temperatures in the mid-70s. Steve Physiok, Rex Udler, Joel Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery. We come to you from Kauffman Stadium, game 2 of this 3-game series, and Ian Kennedy is going for his first win at Kauffman Stadium in more than a year.
Yeah, and Ian Kennedy, you know, wins are, you know, all about run support, but really his job is to keep his team in the game. He wants to do it. He wants to mix it, all his pitches, fastball, curveball, changeup, slider. All those are going to be important for him. Now, he's been a fastball machine in past. Last year, this year, he's went to more curveballs and changeups, but he's got to use them all to be successful against this good hitting team.
And the Colorado Rockies come in at 68 and 57. 3-game lead for the second wild card spot. Blackman, LeMahieu, Arenado, Parra, Reynolds, all a real force. And then, of course, you have Carlos Gonzalez, a lot of strikeouts there, but very, very dangerous lineup. First in batting in the National League at 274, second in runs scored over 5 per game. Charlie Blackmon is one of the leading candidates for National League Most Valuable Player. What a season he has had. First pitch, low, ball one. Not only a .333 batting average by Blackmon, but 29 home runs and 78 RBIs, and that from a leadoff hitter.
Yeah, he's like a number 3 or 4 hitter basically. For some teams he could be. And you know, he's a student of hitting. Dwayne Espy, the Rockies hitting coach, he's been around a long time. He's telling me this guy is as prepared as any hitter he's ever worked with. He said, including the late great Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn. The hitting coach Dwayne Espy, he was a hitting coach for the Padres towards the end of Gwynn's career, and we all know how Gwynn studied film. This young man here does the same thing.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Charlie Blackmon, who struck out twice looking last night, a rare 0 for 4.
Yeah, rarely. I mean, you know, that's just the 4th time since the All-Star break he's had an 0 for.
And he gets him with a fastball up at 93 miles an hour. Kennedy with yet another strikeout.
4-seamer's got to run. It's like a 2-seamer. The 2-seamer, it catches the air pockets as it gets to home and it rises, had a little bit of tailing action. And the 4-seamer usually is straight, but his has good movement because of the spin rate.
And our Phillips 66, what's in the tank? Well, there haven't been too many pitchers better than Ian Kennedy against the Colorado Rockies, and that's at mile high as well.
Look at all those lefties he's in there with. 2 Hall of Famers, a 3rd one coming in Kershaw. Bumgarner,
we've heard of him.
He needs to, you know, he needs some more years, but he got a chance to be a Hall of Famer as well.
Absolutely. LeMahieu, the batter, led the National League in batting last year at .348.
Talented baseball player, this guy. Now, when he first got in the league, I'm thinking he's playing second base. He's 6'4". Come on. And he plays like he's 5'11" at second. That means he's quick. He can get to balls. He's got soft hands. He's a really amazing athlete.
How about Salvador Perez framing it perfectly to get the call from home plate umpire Eric Cooper for a 1-2 count.
Does a nice job. Salvi's, you know, I don't think it was just a coincidence that Duffy did so well. The other relievers that came in were spot on. Salvi's their leader. Just took one off the dome there.
I've had umpires say that it's easy to call strikes with Salvi because the width of his knees is like home plate, where you can go with that, and if it's inside his knee, well, it's got to be a strike.
Like how Moose is always there to help protect Salvi or the umpire. He always comes over and has a couple of good, kind, confident words. Salvi's hiding behind that mask the best he can.
Ouch.
Or that glove, anyway.
So they give him a little extra time to recover. They go with that iron mask rather than the aluminum. The iron has a little more give to it. Rolls to short. Escobar throws him out, 2 down.
Oh, right on cue. You kidding me? Timing's beautiful here. How about our forward around the horn Royals defense? Escobar and Haas. That's what we're talking about. 7 straight seasons with 120+ games. Come on. You want consistency? You got it. Gold on gold crime.
Gordon's won some golds as well, and Lorenzo Cain should. There's so many outstanding defensive center fielders in the American League. He's been denied, but certainly Gold Glove caliber in center. Now Arenado. Low ball 1. Arenado 1 for 3 with a walk, but that one hit was a 2-run home run to center field. It cut the Royals lead from 3-0 to 3-2. Kubota Power Stats. Arenado during this 7-game hit streak has 8 hits, 4 of them doubles, 1 triple and 2 home runs, and 1 measly single.
Like he hit that homer to dead center, he tries to stay up the middle with his approach. Oh,
and he cracks that one awfully well. Deep to left, and it is gone, and Colorado takes the early 1-0 lead on an Arenado home run, his 29th.
Okay, now let's see where it was. First ones were down low. That's on the inner half of the plate, but elevated just above the belt. The elevation makes it easy for a hitter just to put a good swing on it. There it was. Kept his head down through it. Got a little backspin.
RBI number 108 for Arenado. That leads the National League. And now Parra. And he's had success against Kennedy. Ian will give up his share of home runs, and that is the 25th he's allowed this year. 16 of the 25 have been solo. Parra didn't start yesterday because of a thigh contusion.
Parra's got a good level swing, puts the ball in play. Veteran. You can count on him. He's 4 for 8 in his career off of Kennedy.
He had that walk in the 9th inning which loaded the bases, and then after a 2-0 count, swing and a miss, they were able to lift Kelvin Herrera because of the tightness in his right forearm. Alexander came on to get the save on just 2 pitches, but this is Parra in interleague .452 average this year. Good player who's been around Arizona, Milwaukee, now with Colorado, signing a 3-year deal in January of 2016. You get the feeling that Ian feels pretty comfortable with his fastball, although Arenado knocked it out.
No, he always is. That's his pitch. But he's got to locate it. That's the whole key for him. And most pitchers. Getting ahead, locating, keep his pitch count down if you can. Early count outs are important. And one of the struggles that he's had this year is the fact that he's throws a lot of high fastballs. It looks good to hitter. You can't square it up necessarily. You foul it off. It taxes the pitch count. Arenado, he got him a cookie that was inside and stayed on it.
20th pitch of the inning coming. He threw 58 in 2 2/3 of the last start. Parra hits that one well. And it will bang up against the wall, and he'll have himself a 2-base hit with 2 out.
Just stayed with the fastball. It's just, you know, belt high, and they're looking for it up there. It's too much at the plate.
And you wonder if the game plan is to go fastball command early, then work in the secondary pitches later.
He needs to bring in every pitch he has from the very first and very start and just get outs.
There's another strong power hitter in Mark Reynolds with 26 home runs this year, and first pitch slider off the plate, ball 1.
Doesn't matter how you get them, but the pitch count is important, and you don't want to tax the bullpen like he did in his last outing. He can't have that again.
It was his second shortest start of the year. The shortest was the 2-inning stint he had May 21st at Minnesota, but that was the day after coming off the disabled list. So back-to-back sliders to Reynolds and a 1-1 count.
And it's well documented that this game of baseball, it's played every single day for 6 months. It's a challenge. It's a grind. And this time of year, they call it the dog days of August for a reason. Guys get have a lot of injuries they're playing through. Pitchers have sore elbows and shoulders. They have sore legs. The hitters, everybody has something. He's got to go.
Reynolds tried to check his swing, but went well past, so it's a 1-2 count.
Yeah, no, you don't have to go there, but that's a good inside fastball there. Obviously, Reynolds was looking for something else out over the plate. Almost put himself on the disabled list right there. That's check swing.
He went back-to-back sliders, then came with the fastball, so has some options here with the 1-2 count. Struck him out. But Arenado goes deep for the early 1-0 lead with Merrifield. Lorenzo Cain, Melky Cabrera are coming up. Royals took the early 1-0 lead when Whit Merrifield led off well with a base hit, stole second and scored. And then it will be Cain, Cabrera, Hosmer, Perez back in there, giving great balance to this lineup. Bonifacio will be tonight's designated hitter.
Yeah, give him an opportunity to swing that bat.
Antonio Senzatella is only 22 years old, but this is a guy who loves the high octane fastball.
Yeah, he does, Fizz. You know what? So do the Royals. That's a good matchup for the Senzatella. He loves it, the heater. 74% heaters. Man, you know, the Royals, they thrive on fastball guys over the plate. Slider, changeup, curveball, very few curveballs. Matter of fact, he just introduced his curveball 3 outings ago. Look hard, look firm.
Yeah, his fastball average is 94.5.
Yep, he'll top 98, anywhere from 92. He's got a good 2-seam sinker that he'll mix in with his 4-seamer. So it really gives him 3-4 pitches. Not very many changeups.
Merrifield with 3 hits in his last 2 games after an 0 for 23. And that's back up the middle, and it will find center field for a base hit. So Merrifield is on. He stole a base off of Lucroy last night in the first.
Yeah, directing the ball up the middle, that's where the biggest hole is. Good job by Whitley. A lot of guys want to try to pull that. That bottom hand of his is lethal. Stayed right down through it. The Rockies are a good defensive team. Matter of fact, the Royals and Rockies are right at the top of the defense in both of their leagues. Lucroy, he's really good catch and throw catcher. They'd like to see a little more pop from his bat since the trade.
Now Cain, who went 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts last night, but has really been hot the last month of the season, and they're expecting Merrifield to go, who has 23 stolen bases. Well, we told you about Senzatella, and he'll throw that fastball, and Merrifield knows that. Lucroy He's thrown out 25% of would-be base stealers. But the 74% fastball you talked about, how that's the third highest rate among pitchers with a minimum of 100 innings this year. Bartolo Colon, the ageless wonder, at 82%. Lance Lynn, we saw him in St. Louis, almost 80%.
Well, you know, Bartolo Colon, his age and the fact that he doesn't have velocity, he still gets hitters out with his sinking fastball.
Because of that, they've asked him to throw more off-speed pitches, sliders, changeup, curveball, and the fastball is down to 63% the last 3 games, and that includes mainly relief assignments.
22 years old. He has a lot of room to mature, and he will. But he's got top of the rotation stuff. Throws hard.
Gray did pick off a Royal yesterday. It was Alex Gordon. He was able to catch in the 3rd inning. Gray with a much better move than Senzatella. They've been careful with Antonio. This is just his 3rd start since June 22nd. As the Rockies just trying to rest his young arm.
And he's fairly quick home. I'm timing on my stopwatch anywhere from 1.3 to 1.35. That's a pretty good time home to the catcher. Anything over 1.35 with a good jump, Whitley could be able to steal it.
Big hole between 1st and 2nd.
Opponents are 4 for 5 in steals off Senzatella.
Closer play at 1st.
Senzatella, that sounds Italian, but he's Venezuelan.
From Valencia, Venezuela, the same hometown as Salvador Perez.
All right. Certainly is worried about Whitley.
In the dirt, good block by Lucroy. That would have been a good pitch to go on, a breaking ball in the dirt. Lucroy had very good years with the Milwaukee Brewers with their young staff, and then traded in Texas, the Rangers in the playoff chase last year. Now Colorado wanted him for a veteran catcher for the young pitchers. Lucroy picked up the day before the trade deadline on July 30th. Fastball.
Look for it to turn and burn.
Ground ball 3rd, 2nd 1, first base 2.
He turned, but no burn.
Now Melky Cabrera, who had that big triple to start the 4th inning rally yesterday, scored on Eric Hosmer's infield hit, and Hos scored on Perez's gapper to right center. And that proved to be the game-winning run. First pitch fastball at 96, and boy, that was a nice, smooth, easy delivery to get there so quickly.
That's right. Scouts like to say he has a nice loose arm.
There's a base hit to left field by Melky. So the Royals with 2 hits in the 1st inning, but no runs yet.
You know, he's a real professional hitter. That means he has experience. He knows what to do with a breaking ball down the middle. Look at that. He's going to the opposite field. He says, I'm not going to pull that. Hey, look at that. He's able to reach out. His hips have already turned. They've already turned, but his head and eye is right out there, and he's going with it. That's textbook.
It's all about love. Gives that little heart sign to the bench.
I like it. I like it.
And that's what it takes. Last 5-6 weeks of the season. Big swing by Hosmer. I'll always remember that quote that Raul Ibanez told the team that once they got to postseason, he said, fellas, now it's where will becomes more important than skill.
That's right. Pulling on the same end of the rope. They know how to do that. And that's staying together.
Hosmer's reached in 16 straight games.
Now he doesn't want that one, but he would want that if that was another 6 inches on the outer half. Haas loves that. He'll put that in the Royals bullpen. High heaters to the middle away. That's his pitch. He loves it.
Left fielder Tapia very deep. 2-1.
Watching Eric Hosmer take batting practice is a real treat. Now he stays right in the middle of the field. He drives everything to the 410 sign. Doesn't try to pull, doesn't try to go to the other way. He just wants to hit the ball directly where it's coming from, and that's where you're going to hit for a high average.
Strike in there as he came with a slider. That'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's picked up a lot of hits this year, a lot to the opposite field. Second in the American League with 149 hits. Altuve is the league leader with 171. Base hit left field for Haas. So that's number 150 this year for Eric.
Very nice. I mean, you know that they're trying to figure out this late in the season how to defend Haas. And really, he's not a pull hitter. I would play more guys on the left side of the infield if I was playing against Hosmer than the way they play him. I don't know why teams still think he's a pull hitter.
There are the numbers to prove it. And welcome back, Salvi. Yes, he missed 15 games because of that intercostal strain. Came back in glorious fashion last night, going 2 for 3 with a double that split the right center field gap in that 4th inning when the Royals scored a couple of runs.
It's important that he got a hit to right center and up the middle, because that tells me he's letting the ball travel deep. He's seeing the ball longer, and he's not trying to jump out and pull it. It's
very productive in the clutch. 2 on, 2 out. Fouled off.
Last 11 games, Cincinnati, he's had a tough time with runners in scoring position. 400 average. He's given up.
If he throws a fastball, I don't think it's going to be a strike.
Well,
you'd think he'd go with the slider. It was the slider, and Salvi just did ticket foul.
Yep, that was a strike and a good pitch to drive. Sometimes, you know, you want to trust your instincts, and when you start your swing you want to finish it, but then there are other times when he's looking for a fastball there and he saw the wrinkle and he couldn't get the full swing. That's what happens.
And then he swings and misses at the slider and strikes out. The Royals get 3 hits in the 1st inning but do not score.
Royals after 1 on a beautiful Kansas City night. Joel Goldberg back here at Kauffman Stadium, and Salvador Perez back for his 2nd straight start since coming off of the disabled list. But almost certainly we will not see him starting tomorrow. You know, a lot of times Ned Yost will just say we'll take things day by day, and that certainly is still the case with Salvi, but really they're trying to identify specific days off. 2 night games followed by a day game, give him the day off tomorrow. 2 night games in Cleveland over the weekend, day game Sunday, expect to give him a day off on Sunday. Here's the change from the past, guys. In the past, they might DH him on those off days, try to keep that bat in the lineup, but Ned's saying right now, going forward in the near future, want to back off from that because it's a little tougher to stay loose as a DH. Yes, you can get some cage work in. He can stay loose catching all game long. They want to be careful with that side. So when he has those days off going forward here, they expect him to fully have those days off.
Thank you, Joel. And there goes Carlos Gonzalez to deep center field. Came back near the wall to pull it down for out number 1. Well, since Joel was talking about Salvi, you can join him with the Sweet Life. Enter to win at Royals.com/Salvi for a private meet and greet with Salvador Perez. You can attend batting practice and get an exclusive VIP suite experience at the game September 28th. Compliments of Price Chopper. And Salvi right there was saying the salsa at Price Chopper is mighty hot.
You know, when I do my shopping there, I see his poster cut out, and every time I see that,
puts a smile on your face.
I want to go up and hug him, and I want to get a picture, but I'm like, come on, Hud, really? Let's go.
You're going to see him tonight.
Get your shopping done.
Here is Lucroy. He was at third base for what seemed like forever last night with 2 out, trying to score the tying run, but the Royals would hold him off and win 3-2. Great job by Scott Alexander to nail down his first major league save.
Just having some issues, you know. Before he had his injury to his hamstring, quad, whatever it was, that muscle area there, he was pretty consistent. But after that, he has a hard time, you know, finding his rhythm and hitting his spots. And he really would like a clean inning. He hasn't had a clean inning in a while, and that's what's expending his pitches and getting his pitch count so high.
I thought he had a really good start 2 starts ago against the White Sox. And he zipped that fastball by Lucroy for a 3-2 count. And Dave Island said that his head was leaking and was throwing off his command.
Yep, you know, your whole body follows your head, so it's really important your head and your left shoulder, if you're a righty, is all aimed right in the same spot, right downhill, squared up with the catcher. It's a good spot right there.
Made a quality start against those White Sox. Only walked 1, excuse me, and struck out 7. But then the next start against Cleveland, not so good. 5 runs and 2 2/3 through 58 pitches. Fouled off. I talked with Drew Butera, who caught Kennedy, and Drew told me, he said he talked to Ian after the ball game and said, how are you feeling? And he said, I'm feeling fine. I don't know why I couldn't command the pitches against Cleveland.
Pitching and hitting are so much alike. You know, it's more known for hitters to go into slumps than it is for pitchers. But believe me, pitchers do have their little valleys they get in. Mix it up. Throw a wrinkle. All right.
He does, and Lucroy takes it. That's the first walk issued by Kennedy. Now, working the bottom of the order, it's critical to get these Rockies out in the 7, 8, 9 hitters, because you turn the lineup over to the likes of Blackman, LeMahieu, Arnado, Parra, Reynolds. Here is Tapia, who went 0 for 3 last night. Just 23 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. Called up yesterday. That was his 5th stint with the Rockies this year.
have options, will use them. You got 3 years with those, with the 3 options. At one option, they can option you up and down all year long.
We're seeing that a lot with this new 10-day DL.
Yep, and the next year, same thing. Next year, same thing. I mean, I never thought they would run out when I was coming up. I was like, wow, really? I'm on the shuttle all the time, going up and down, up and down, up and down. But if you have talent enough and you stick around long enough, you'll outlive those options, and then they'll have to keep you on the roster.
And you went for some outstanding vacations in the offseason with all the frequent flyer mileage you were piling up, going from the minors to the majors to the minors.
Yeah, you know, in AAA you can get frequent flyer miles. You can't in the big leagues because they're chartered jets.
Tried to get Tapia above the belt with that fastball.
Now Kennedy'd love a double plays. He's induced 10. He's a fly ball pitcher. That's good for a fly ball pitcher so far this year in 122 2/3 innings coming in. But
Tapia, change up grip, but then he'll change up in the glove. But
Tapia is going to be tough to double up. He's awfully quick.
Struck him out. Stayed with the fastball, and that was his best velocity at 94 of the evening.
Put a little extra on this high heater. Good spot.
Kennedy now has at least 1 strikeout in all 263 of his big league starts. Only had 1 in his last start. There's Trevor Story. Story, another guy with big time power, but a lot of swings and misses. Tied for the most strikeouts of any ball player in the big leagues, 149 this year.
Buddy Black's got him hitting in that 9 hole. There's no other place after the 9 hole.
Guy with 18 home runs in the 9th spot, not bad.
No, he's got some pop.
Hit well center field. Kane back and runs it down. Whoa. What a marvelous jump he got.
Trevor Story saying at home in Colorado, that's 50 rows up. Low Kane can. Nice jump. Beautiful.
home run. And as we take a look at our Kia in the driver's seat, how about team batting averages since August 6th? Where the Cardinals at 309 have the top average, then the Twins, but the Royals right up there, 294. Dale Swaim has done a terrific job keeping this team healthy, and they have some hit machines, and nobody better than Mike Moustakas. Leads the club in home runs and RBIs. One shy of the great Balboni.
Yeah, he is. Still is great. I'm happy for Bonesy. Being a teammate of his, I can call him by his nickname, Bonesy, and because we're saying his name every day, and that's good. He's a scout now for the Giants. He's still in baseball, but he keeps, every time I see him, he says, I can't believe that they haven't broke my record in all these years. So he's saying it's about time. He's pulling for Moose.
Old foul. Mike has been hot, hitting .343 with 5 of his 35 home runs in the last 18 games. He pulls most of them, and as you can see, Colorado expecting that. That's a flare up the middle, and it'll drop for a hit. So the Royals with 4 hits off of Senzatella, but no runs yet.
Okay, he's a strong man. You jam him, he takes a full swing, and he lays it out there. Now, I think his bat is still intact. That's a jam shot, broken bat is what most guys do, but Moose was able to muscle that out there without letting Senzatella take his bat from him.
Bonifacio, his last 3 games, he has 6 hits, including a home run. A big game against Cleveland on Sunday, and the Royals win. Strike. Double home run, 2 driven in, scored 4 times.
Yep, love his hands. He has very quick hands. He goes right to the ball. Has a solid foundation. Love his lower half. His left leg especially. His left leg, that's the leading step. When you step to the ball, it doesn't take your weight away. He's got perfect balance. He just picks up his foot and sets it down, and then trusts the hands.
Yeah, I asked Brian Buchanan, who is our assistant hitting instructor, how Jorge Bonifacio would handle a lesser role. He was starting every day until we got Melky Cabrera, and he said because of what you're talking about, he has an uncomplicated swing, very soft, very compact, and quiet at the plate. He didn't think it would be a problem for him.
No, and you know, but as a young player, it's very difficult to have to be a role player. It's hard.
Center field, Blackman back. 1 out.
Folks, just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite. And the reason it's so hard to be a role player as a young player, because you're missing timing. You're missing games. You play once a week. It's hard. You're like, wow, you know what? I'm not used to it. And you fail. You fail more when you're young in that role. It's very difficult to handle.
Why is it easier for a veteran?
Because you've been through it before. Like, you know, you've experienced failure. You've experienced those long periods of going without an at-bat. And knowing how to succeed in that role, it takes time to be a good role player. That's why lots of times a starting player like Bonifacio, if he comes up and then he goes into a little slump, they're going to send him down so he can keep playing instead of just sitting on the bench.
Strike to Escobar and a 1-1 count. Askey saw his 11-game hit streak end last night. He had 18 hits in those 11 games. He likes the fastball.
You know, there might be some folks out there wondering why Cincinnati's 10-4. And that's a nice winning record. It's because he gets a lot of run support. That's all the record's about. CRA 4.56. You know, in today's game, it's not too shabby.
At Coors Field, he gets 8 runs of support, and on the road, he's been getting 6.
Well, there you go. That's why he's got 10 wins, and some of the other pitchers have the high win total. Runs.
There's a single to center field. Moose will stop at second base. The Royals have 2 on with 1 out, and Gordon coming up.
Now, if you want to talk about run support, we could talk about Ian Kennedy. Ian Kennedy in his Royals home games. Let's see this swing again. Nice swing. That's down the middle. Good stroke. 97. So Cincinnati, he's adding and subtracting with that heater, making it really good. But let me get back to my point. The Royals have scored 19 runs in his 11 home starts this season. And you know what that average is per game? 1.7 runs per game.
Hard to win games.
Yeah, so that's why he hasn't won. And they say, oh, he hasn't won in over a year. Well, the media likes to take that and run with that. That's just a, you know, that's as long as Kennedy's able to keep his team in the game, that's all they care about. So far, he's doing that.
Classic example, Hud, was Ian's start against the Angels back in April. His best start of the year, went 8 innings, gave up just 2 hits, no runs, but got a no decision.
Yep.
Royals did win that game, though, 1-0. Alex with a base hit last night, also reached on an error.
Good fastball pitcher. Alex, you see the holes he's got out there. They're not playing in that drastic pull. Just try to do the best he can to try to hit it back up the middle. Not try to do too much. Doesn't have to hit a homer.
And he's tried to go off speed with Alex early, and now it's a fastball count at 2-0.
Yeah, he'll tell you that, you know, it's not about his batting average anymore. His home run production, his ribbies. It's about the 271 batting average with runners in scoring position. That's a productive number. He wants to keep doing the little things to help his team win. It's not about him.
Hit pretty well to right field, but playing him perfectly was Gonzalez.
Oh,
man.
Misjudged it.
He sure did. That ball almost took off on him, and he's very fortunate to make the catch. Moustakas alertly was able to tag at second, go to third.
Too bad for Alex. He hit the ball well. Had a little bit of topspin on it. Almost got over him, though, but you could tell he thought it was a jam shot. Parra did, the right fielder. They end up having to recover. Moose goes back, tags, at least it gets him 90 feet closer.
The Royals with 5 hits in the first 2 innings, but no runs yet. Merrifield singled up the middle his first time up. Be erased on a 5-4-3 double play.
You know,
strike 1.
That's Carlos Gonzalez in right field, not Parra. Parra's DHing tonight, my mistake. Sorry, Gerardo. That was Gonzo. Because Whitley always hustles coming out of that batter's box. That pressures the defense, and when they make an error like that, the official score gives you a hit. So it's a hit and an error. But I can tell you from experience, Story picked that ball up. He saw how close Merrifield was to first, and he panicked and he goosed the throw. You saw how quick he was, and he had to rush the throw. He got over there. That's the 18th infield hit for Whitley.
And Rex, that's just a great example of what happens when you do hustle.
Better believe it.
You force defensive mistakes. Because of that, the Royals have tied this game, and now Kane is up with an opportunity to do greater damage.
And give Moose some credit for tagging up and going to third base. You know, on that is being heads up. Carlos Gonzalez's bad read in right field. Now, Lucroy might have taken that slider away from Senzatella. He caught it on the corner, but he was moving. Didn't give the umpire time to see. He was moving, thinking to pick off Whitley at first base instead of holding that ball right there. That looked like a pretty good pitch.
Two balls, no strikes. Kane has been so hot the last month, but Colorado pitchers have cooled him off. 0 for 5. Tells you he is due. He's been swinging the bat well. Up the middle. Story makes the play and gets to second before Witt, but the Royals tie it on Trevor Story's mistake. Sitting in the Buck O'Neill legacy seat, and he was recently sworn in as the 45th chief of the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department. He joined the department as an officer in 1988. He's worked his way up through the ranks, all kinds of programs, and Chief Smith holds a master's degree in criminal justice and is a graduate of the FBI National Academy. He also sits on the advisory board of Sheffield Place, an organization that helps homeless mothers and their children. On this law enforcement night at the K, we congratulate Chief Rick Smith. There's Charlie Blackmon. Good to see him up with nobody on, and he swings and hits this one high and deep. Melky is back, still going back, and it's gone. So Colorado, just like that, reclaims the lead on Blackmon's 30th home run this year.
Number 30 for Charlie. Good swing. Looked like a little spinner, little slider. Melky, good effort.
Tough to keep this very good offense down, and their two stars, Arenado and Blackman, both MVP candidates in the National League, have gone deep. LeMahieu grounded out to short his first time up. But even though they have been one of the top offenses in all of baseball, HUD, they have not been lately. They've lost 10 of the last 14 games, and 10 times they have scored 3 runs or less. I mean, you take out the 17 they scored against Atlanta August 16th, and they've only been averaging 3 runs per game the last couple of weeks.
Yep. Going to happen. Season's too long, and that man right there, he's a perfect guy for this time that they're going through. Stays positive, has a smile on his face. He walks through the locker room with his head up. He looks at the guys and says, "Hey fellas, what's up? Today's the day." That's how you do it in baseball.
LeMahieu with his first hit of the series.
That breaking ball up in the zone. It's going to get hit.
And here is Arenado.
Your players, they watch you if you're a manager. They watch you when you get in the clubhouse, especially when you come in their area. Most managers don't stay in their office the whole time. But you know, the manager will walk through the clubhouse. Some of them, most of them, make it a point to at least once a game or once a day, 2 times a day, to walk through, see how the guys are. And the players are watching the manager. They're watching his demeanor, watching his body language. How does he carry himself? Is he down? Team's going bad. How's he look? It's very important that you keep a good, solid, positive mentality in this game. Kennedy, not the pitch count that he was hoping for, but his team's still in the game.
In there, was able to get that fastball on the inner corner. Well, he looks like a hungry hitter. It almost looks like he wants to run out there and grab the ball out of the pitcher's hand and swing it.
That's right. That's positive body language he's carrying.
Watch him move around as the ball's being delivered. Ooh. Not a good 3rd inning start for Kennedy. A home run by Blackman, a single by LeMahieu, and Arenado walks. Royals need a double play, and every time the Royals turn a double play, the next day McDouble sandwiches are $1 at McDonald's all this Royals season long. Now Parra, who's been practically hitting .380 since he came off the disabled list on July 7th. He was out more than a month with a right calf injury. Smoked the ball in the right center field gap for a double his first time up.
Gap to gap, line drive hitter.
Strike 1. Parra has hit into 8 double plays this year. Did not play yesterday because of the contusion in his thigh, and he may not be running as well.
Yeah, but you know what? I think Buddy Black, all he's looking in is his hitting production. He doesn't care about any steals or or anything, especially from his DH. He wants some production here. Parra, patient hitter, looking for his pitch.
Falling behind a lot of these Rockies.
Yep. He's having some command issues with all of his pitches.
The 15th pitch of the inning coming. Ian still in search of his first out.
Put him in the lane right here. 4-6-3.
3-1. Parra expecting fastball, got one, but it was in a good location. He swings and misses. Now the count full 3-2. Kennedy has struck out 3 thus far, walked 2. And that would be perfect. Right to short. A 6, a 4, and a 3 double play.
Well, it wasn't 4-6-3. It was 6-4-3. Either one, that's going to work nicely for Kennedy. Just what he wanted. Fastball on the outer half. Gerardo Parra trying to go with the pitch. Hits right into the lane.
Great location.
Perfect. Nobody come back. That was huge.
Maybe a game changer.
No question.
Now to get Reynolds out, who struck out looking his first time up. Reynolds showing bunt, and instead takes strike 1 on the fastball.
Interesting. Moustakas, he came in when he saw him, but he looked up at the scoreboard, maybe just to make sure to check the outs or whatever. He was a little bit surprised that a guy like Reynolds.
You know, Reynolds is 0 for 7 against Ian. I just wonder if he just doesn't feel comfortable against the right-hand pitcher.
He didn't look the most comfortable the first time up when he struck him out.
Salvi tried to help him out, just barely low, and the last 2 have barely missed.
Knows he's got to be careful.
Wow, but that a slider on a 2-1 count, and usually we've seen a fastball in this situation from Kennedy in the past, but he spun it up there.
Yeah, and Reynolds knew a fastball was coming. He was convicted 100%. So good pitch and location for Ian.
So he comes right back with it and strikes him out.
Nice recovery. Rich Hill, Dodgers. He's perfect. Man, look at that, through 8 innings. Now, that was a called third strike right there on Rodriguez. He didn't like it. And as far as we know, Rich Hill is in the on-deck circle, and he's getting ready to come up to hit. That's exciting out there in Pittsburgh.
Can you say Harvey Haddock's a 0-0 game? Harvey had that perfect game until the 13th and then lost it.
Oh.
Last perfect game we had in the big leagues was Felix Hernandez.
How could the Dodgers not score any runs for him? Somebody must be dealing against them. Who is it?
Well, they've been struggling. They only have 89 wins, a 72 win percentage. 89-35. What a year. But you know what? In October, 0-0.
Yeah, that's right.
Start from scratch. Here is Melky Cabrera. Melky bounces one to first. Reynolds will take it. And 1 out. In other stories today, Boston acquired Rajai Davis from Oakland.
Yeah, that's a good pickup.
Yeah.
Speed, guy that can run off the bench.
A real professional too.
Oh man, you know, he's can play outfield.
Eric Hosmer singled his first time up. The Royals had 3 hits in the first, did not score. They had 3 hits in the second and scored once on an error by Trevor Story. And also the infield hit by Whit Merrifield, who's 2 for 2. One ball, 1 strike. Antonio Senzatella, his last outing was Thursday at Atlanta. It was 2 innings of relief. His last start was way back on August 9th, so you wonder how far they'll let him go. This might be Antonio and Johnny Allstaff.
Buddy Black doing all he can to protect the arms of these young pitchers he's got.
Here's Colorado. Has the lead in the wild card. 3 games up over Milwaukee. They have lost 10 of their last 14. Hosmer chased a fastball up and out of the strike zone. That was likely ball 4. He has hit 4 home runs off National League pitching this year. Threw him a breaking ball. And there is ball 4. So Hosmer will walk. The Royals have the tying run on with more power coming up in Salvador Perez and Mike Moustakas to follow. Time for our sprint trivia question. Name the last 3 Royals to record their first career win and first career save in the same season. Well, Scott Alexander picked up his first career save last night, and he also picked up his first career win earlier this year.
Well, then that's a winner. How about our Royals Hall of Famer and our fellow Fox Sports Kansas City broadcaster Jeff Montgomery?
I've been told no.
Okay.
How about Brandon Finnegan?
I just wanted to give Monty a little love.
Nope, it's not Finnegan.
Okay.
With Joakim Soria. Nope. Foul off. An error has just ended the perfect game for Rich Hill, but it's still a no-hitter in Pittsburgh with the Pirates hosting the Dodgers. Salvi struck out on a slider his first time up. 2 on. He has that in the back of his mind.
Yeah, and the slider, it's hittable. It looks like it's breaking about 3-4 inches. But having seen it now once or twice, second time through, he should have a better timing with it. There it is.
That's the one that didn't break enough, and he's very fortunate that Sal hooked it foul.
There it was. That one stayed out over the plate. Salvi, hopefully not in any pain, but we've seen that before this year.
Well, Senzatella stays with the off-speed stuff and strikes out Salvi for the second time. And Royals fans, secure your access to potential postseason home games with the postseason push ticket offer. Place a $250 deposit on a full or half-season ticket plan for 2018 and get an exclusive ticket opportunity throughout the 2017 postseason. This offer is limited, so take advantage now at Royals.com/postseason push. Most single to center field. And now he rolls one up the middle. Story has it. Throws out Mike. That will do it. 2-1. Colorado leads. Kansas City going to the 4th.
Up on top 2-1 here, top of the 4th inning. Ian Kennedy got out of looked like a nail biter there in the 3rd inning. Let's check him out. A couple of guys were on. Home run was already hit. Oh, but there's the 6-4. Nicely done. Rolled up, and he took care of Reynolds. Got out of the inning. See if he can continue the good location here.
Top 4, Carlos Gonzalez. Gonzalez hit one about as far as you can without it leaving the yard, and Lorenzo Cain with a great jump made a fine catch up against the wall to start the 2nd inning. When Kennedy is on, he has very good command of all 4 of his pitches. A 3-0 count to a guy who doesn't walk much in Carlos Gonzalez. Kennedy has yet to have a 1-2-3 inning. Three-two count. Ian has gone 10 consecutive innings without recording a 1-2-3 frame. Lucroy next. He came back from a 3-0 count. Those 3 quick strikes and start the 4th well with his 5th strikeout of the night.
Missouri Lottery Fox track shows you that was at the top part of the strike zone. Like they were trying to pitch him up. All those pitches were up at the top. It worked.
Now Jonathan Lucroy, who worked a walk with 1 out in the 2nd inning. Strike 1. They're going to the 10th inning, and Rich Hill threw 9 innings of no-hit baseball, but it's still a 0-0 game going to the 10th. Pittsburgh and the Dodgers. Here it's 2-1 Colorado. The Rockies with 2 solo home runs by Arenado and Blackman. Fouled off 1 and 2. And the Royals got their run in the 2nd inning on a single by Moustakas. With 1 out, a single by Escobar. After Gordon lined out, Moose advanced to 3rd and scored on Whit Merrifield's infield hit, along with the throwing error by Trevor Story. Curveball hit in the ground. Moose will cut it off. Gun him down. Hey, Royals fans, if you can't catch a game on TV, you can stream the game on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals. Salvador Perez shows it right to you. Minnesota's right now holding that 2nd wild card spot. They have a 1-1 score in the 6th inning with the White Sox. How about this? He breaks his streak. After 10 consecutive non-1-2-3 innings, he has a 1-2-3 4th.
Yeah. Nice.
forward, going further so you can. Steve Physiak, Rex Hudler, Joe Goldberg, and Jeff Montgomery with you at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. The Rockies with a couple of home runs by Arenado and Blackman. The Royals scored their run in the second. An RBI infield hit by Whit Merrifield. And now Jorge Bonifacio will lead things off. Hud, you know, we were talking about that Pittsburgh Dodgers game that's gone into extra innings, 0-0 score. Rich Hill with a no-hitter through 9. And I'm reminded that 28 years ago on this very day, the Dodgers played in one of the longest games ever, 22 innings. And can you tell me who made the last out of that game?
Well, Fizz, I can tell you that I was there. It's in Montreal. Tommy Lasorda was having trouble that night with our mascot, Youppi. Okay? Youppi was jumping up and down on his dugout the whole game. And it was quite a racket. Tommy got upset. I was playing for the Expos. And 22-inning game. I got called into pinch hit somewhere around the 8th or 9th inning. I can't remember. But this is it. Look at now. He's saying, knock it off. Okay, it's metal. I'm tired of it. There was a delay. There's Bob Davis. He kicks out Youppi. It's like, what? You can't kick Youppi out. And look
He's
at Tommy.
got pajamas on.
Yeah, Tommy, because it was, you know, he went and changed. It was such a long game. Sure enough, Rick Dempsey hit a home run. It was 1-0. And then I was in late, and then I tried to steal second, and Dempsey threw me out to end the game. And look at Youppi. I was like that walking off the field. Look at Tommy. He wasn't happy.
You made the final out of a 22-inning game.
I did. That was a long one. Man, I'm surprised anybody was still there.
Bonifacio with a line drive base hit back up the middle. For the third time in this game, the Royals have their leadoff man on. They scored him once. That's when Moustakas led off the second inning.
Okay, look at that. There it is. He sets it up and puts it down like that. Controls the body. Stays with it. Out in the middle. Good little back bend there. Nicely done. Beautiful swing. Top hand takeoff. Or excuse me. Yeah, that's his top hand. And you know what? He's not trying to do too much. When you don't get a chance to play all that time, you can't go up there looking to swing for the fences. Very controlled swing.
He now has 7 hits in his last 16 times up. And Escobar, who singled solidly to center field on a 97-mile-an-hour heater, tries to bunt his way on. But as you said yesterday, not a good idea to bunt on Arenado, the third baseman.
Well, you know what? I don't know if, you know, necessarily that, but a 95-mile-an-hour heater, tough to bunt. Those straight hard ones, it's hard to see him.
But Arenado was playing on the cut of the infield grass, and he was coming hard.
He would have gotten it out, and Esky would have most likely gotten Bonifacio in a scoring position. But Esky needs to swing it here. He's swinging the bat well lately.
It's a rare changeup. He doesn't throw that very often. He's mainly fastball slider. We have seen a couple of curves in the game, and he's been throwing that more. He added that pitch 3 outings ago.
And you know, the only way he's going to get comfortable using that is just throw it in the game. He's going to have to start throwing more of it. Can't right here, though. You got to stay with what's comfortable for you.
They've got one. They do not get Escobar.
Very nice athletic play by Cinzatella. Making that play on the run like that, you're taking a chance of throwing it away by not setting your feet. Very nice.
And as we take a look at our Academy leaderboard, even though the Royals have made fewer errors than the Rockies by 1, the Rockies have the top fielding percentage in baseball over the Royals. The Royals with 56 errors, and the Rockies now with 58 because they made an error earlier, which gave the Royals their first run. So Gordon is up. Gordon lined out to right his first time up. And he pulls this one to first. Could be 2. 1 and 2. Total eclipse the other day that we had a chance to marvel at. Our sprint trivia question: name the last 3 Royals to record their first career win and first career save in the same season. Well, Scott Alexander has done that this year. Could Bud Black have done it? I don't think so, but Buddy did have a lot of appearances coming out of the bullpen. He was mainly a starter when he pitched for the Royals in '82 through '88. Strike 1. Kennedy has retired 5 straight since the walk to Arenado in the 3rd.
All right, I'm gonna go with Herrera.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Yep. That's right. We need one more.
Yeah, I mean, when you said that, I thought that's right. I think Kelvin, his rookie year, was able to nail down a win and a save. That's up the middle and just by the diving Whit Merrifield into center field. So Story is on, and the answer to our trivia question is right here. Everett Teaford, the great Everett, who is now a scout for the Houston Astros. Herrera and Alexander have done it. Charlie Blackmon, the batter. He struck out and homered. Looked like Kennedy was trying to throw the same pitch that he threw Gerardo Parra to get the double play back in the 3rd inning, but was able to get a strike, but it was about belt high rather than at the knees. Blackmon just rings up hit after hit. And now it's 2 on with nobody out in the 5th inning.
All right, Fizz, I know you've been wanting to see it, but let's give you the game break as we see Dave Island on the phone. We're going to take you back to the perfect game. Rich Hill, he's wind up 99th pitch. Josh Harrison hits it. Is it going? Oh, it's a wall scraper. Not tonight. The Dodgers lose 1-0. Unlike 28 years ago. That was Josh Harrison's walk-off home run, 16th of the season. Woohoo!
9 no-hit innings.
It's a wall scraper.
That's like Harvey Haddock's throwing that perfect game and then losing it on a home run.
Oh, is baseball beautiful or what?
Ryan Buchter begins to warm up in the Kansas City pen. Mayhew showing bunt. That's back-to-back hitters. Blackman showed bunt, and then the next pitch singled back up the middle. Mayhew just showed bunt, pulled it back. It's a 1-1 count.
Third inning, Kennedy was able to wiggle out of it with a double play, Al.
Off of Eric Hosmer's glove, and the bases are loaded.
Oh, man, that was dangerous. Haas was in on the grass, and that ball, lucky he got out of the way of that. I mean, he almost made the play. Watch your lips. Woo, you're in like that. Now, the Mayhew is a right-handed hitter. You're not expecting a ball to the opposite field like that. But man, is that close. Well, look where Haas is. He's not on the grass. Oh, man, I'm so happy that didn't get more of him than just his glove.
Kennedy has been hit hard in this inning. Single by Story, solid single by Blackman. Now a line smash by LeMahieu, and now they must face Arenado, their best, with the bases loaded and nobody out.
And a dangerous hitter. Ooh, done pretty well with them loaded.
Been on base 4 times in this series, 2 walks, 2 home runs. Big swing and a fastball. 0-1.
Got it by him. Outer half. Keep it away from him. Make him go to right.
He has hit into 18 double plays this year.
That would work. Give him a run for 2 here.
0-2. That was just about above the belt in his wheelhouse and spun straight back.
Just keeping it up and out of the way. Don't want to challenge him in like he did earlier tonight. First time up.
He struck him out. Went with the slider after heater, and gets a key critical strikeout here in the 5th inning.
Show you a little bit of a little pitch sequence. There it was. Fastball up and away. Stay away from the power. That's a good job. Putting it where he wants it. Finishes him. Nice.
Now Kennedy to face Parra, who he got to hit into a 6-4-3 double play last time up on a great fastball, low outside corner, a little tailing action.
.303 team average with runners in scoring position, the best. Parra, you just saw his numbers. He's been good.
Strike one.
See if Ian can reach back and somehow find a way to get out of this. He'd be Houdini. Especially in the middle of their order.
Left field. Gordon there to make the catch, but tagging his Story to score on the sac fly. Blackman to third, and both runners will advance. Yeah, they do play the game right. They knew that Gordon would make the catch. Both runners went back to the respective bases tagged, and both advanced. Reynolds the batter, and Kennedy's got him twice. Tries to go with that slider, which he struck him out on in the third inning. The runner at third.
Kennedy's battling. And you know what he's doing? It's not pretty, but he's keeping his team in the game here. If he can just leave this inning with just one, that would be a beautiful thing.
Well, that's a beautiful slider there.
Like how he's rebounding. Get Reynolds to hit an atom ball somewhere.
Ned Yost would feel really good if he could get out of this inning with just one run allowed.
I believe it.
Ooh. Awfully good slider again, barely off the plate.
Careful with the fastball to Reynolds. That's what he's been doing. You know, Reynolds a 360 hitter on that pitch. Slider not so good.
Cooper not giving that outside corner.
He's staying away from his power. Gotta credit him for his command right now.
So the bases again loaded with 2 out, and here comes Ned Yost, and I believe he wants Booker to face the lefty swinging Carlos Gonzalez. We'll be right back. Unlimited baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Zach Britton saw his streak of consecutive saves end at 60. Blew a save in the Baltimore Orioles 8-7 win over the A's today. Davis sent from Oakland to Boston. The guy with speed, a veteran, and Rich Hill, we showed you his no-hitter through 9 innings, then lost the game as Josh Harrison went deep. The first batter he faced in the 10th inning.
Yeah. Not this time.
Our Chevy call to the bullpen, Ryan Buchter, this year with both San Diego and Kansas City, 3.33 earned run average, 54 strikeouts and 48 2/3 innings. First pitch to the lefty, high, ball 1.
Fastball, slider, cutters, firm, good velocity. Low to mid-90s.
Popped him up right side, Whit Merrifield, and the Royals have to feel good only allowing 1 run when Colorado had loaded the bases with nobody out. 3-1. Weighted super fight between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor is here. It all begins Friday, August 25th with the weigh-ins live on FS1. Then Saturday, the action's on Fox as we host a special pre-fight show at 5, followed by a huge prelims card at 6. And after the super fight, don't miss the post-fight commentary and interviews on FS1. I just watched Antonio Senzatella take that necklace around his neck and kiss it, and that is to his mom, Nidia, who passed away in July of 2016, last year, from cancer. His mom and dad, he said, really taught him so much about life and the game of baseball. Breaking ball in.
It's tough. You lose any one of your relatives, but your mom before her time, never get over it. Time to mount a rally here. Let's see if the Royals can get them on, get them over, get them in, and bloop and a blast.
Merrifield 2 for 2, single to center field, but then was erased in a 5-4-3 double play, struck by Kane. And then his infield hit scored the Royals' only run when Trevor Story also threw an error all away, and now Witt goes 3 for 3, so he has 6 hits. His last few games after an 0 for 23.
Yeah, hey, look, he's back to 3-hit wit. You got to love that. Breaking ball says, I'm going with it. I've seen it enough now. I know what to do with it. It's off the plate. I'm not going to try to pull it. If I do, it's a ground ball out. Why not stay in the middle of the field? Very nice piece of hitting. Set the table for the boppers.
Nobody up in that Colorado bullpen. Cincinnati at 66 pitches, but remember, he has not started in a couple of weeks. Last start August 9th at Cleveland, and he only went 5 innings in that one. That time it looked like Witt might break. He did not.
You know, usually managers and Ned doesn't put a hit and run on with nobody out, because if you know you take a chance of having a big inning and taking yourself out of the big inning if it doesn't work. But you know, get something going here may not be a bad idea.
Yeah, because 2 double plays have been hit into that killed rallies by the Royals.
Yeah. Lorenzo. So on a hit and run, the runner at first base, your job is to not get picked off. So you're not going to concentrate on getting a great jump. You're not stealing the base. You just want to move when he goes home and let the hitter do the work. Put the ball in the ground and find a hole. Usually it's to right field, to the right side if you can.
Down the line. Witt around second base. And they're going to send him home. Royals have cut it to 1.
Locane, he can exhale now. He's been on the ball. He's had some frustrating at bats. Hit into a double plays, and now he'll take his 23rd double. Timely too. Spinner that stayed up, a slider right up out over the plate, and just goes over the bag. Nice job. Good call, Dan Iasonia. Jersley, no problem down there, wheeling him home. That's right. Timely. That's good. 41st ribby. He'll take it with the meat of the order coming up. Nobody out here. Melky, he knows what to do. Doesn't necessarily have to pull him to the right side to move the runner over, because you're not going to ask your 3-hitter to do that in the lineup.
Chris Russin is starting to warm up, the left-hander in the Colorado bullpen. This was about the time when Senzatella started leaking oil in his last start at Cleveland. Way back on August 9th. Wound up going 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, but threw 87 pitches. At the bottom of the 5th, the Milkmen are cheering for their man.
Oh,
Melky Cabrera.
That's a beautiful thing. See the fan support here. They know Melky can come through. He's got the skills too. That ball left Locane's bat, by the way, at 107.
Breaking ball in the dirt.
107. Solid contact on a slider up. Wait for that ball up, that spinner.
Cabrera ripped one down the right field line last night at 109 miles an hour. Wound up with a triple. We've seen more curveballs from Senzatella than I think he's thrown all year long. Just started throwing that pitch just 3 outings ago. Doesn't feel comfortable with the changeup, so they're going with the curve as his off-speed pitch. Hold to the right side, and I am told by the fabulous Dave Holtzman, who has all of the knowledge, that that was just the 10th curveball he's thrown all year long, and he has seen all of them.
Well, there you go. 2 pitching minds right there. Buddy Black on the left, Steve Foster on the right, the pitching coach. Those guys are trying to incorporate in these young pitchers that they have, young starters, all of them. Gray, Freeland, Marquez, Senzatella. Got to use the breaking ball.
Back up the middle and caught.
So they're bringing in more curveballs, and that's important. But in the Mile High City, when they play at home, you don't get as much break on the curve. That's why they've stayed away from it. A good play there. He showed me some athleticism. Has Antonio Senzatella. This is a nice play. Melky's trying to get him over, just couldn't quite pull it enough. He tricked him. Good breaking balls down. Locane, he didn't want to get hung out to dry there. Stayed in scoring position.
He's feeling comfortable with that curveball.
He is, especially when he's getting some outs with it.
Maybe he'll hang one to this guy. Hosmer with 20 home runs. Next RBI will be his 70th. Got a speed guy in scoring position. Strike one. Colorado shifts not as dramatically as most. Story still on the shortstop side of second base.
You know, that's another thing that Buddy Black has done. He's convinced the front office that shifting is okay, but not all the time. And they were last season, they were in the top 5 in shifts. This season, they're in the bottom half in shifts. Works for some teams and not for others. Calculated gamble in the game of baseball. Round ball, round bat, never know where it's going.
Two balls, one strike.
Lorenzo Cain, you know, he's probably thought about ripping third off. He's been successful 27 out of 31 attempts.
Would you do it with Hosmer at the plate, though?
No.
Haas does chop one, and it bounces foul, so the count will go to 2-2. And boy, Senzatella, who threw 74% fastballs on the season coming in, man, all of a sudden he is throwing curveballs and sliders and changeups.
And if our Royals were more patient and they were spitting on those pitches, he would have to throw fastballs because they're not strikes. Those balls are all down in the dirt. Haas would tell you that. He's happy it went foul because he's going to get another shot. But Lucroy, the catcher, is going to keep calling those pitches until our guys lay off them.
They got Cabrera out on an off-speed pitch. Three and two. Base is open. Salvador Perez has struck out twice, facing Senzatella's slider. Cain drew the Royals to within one, scoring Merrifield.
First base is open. He may not give him a strike or anything good to hit here. Yeah, Lucroy's going to have him throw another breaking ball maybe, or a high heater. Nothing hittable unless he makes a mistake. Oh, he did.
At 97.
Yep, he put a little extra on it, but Lucroy didn't want it there. He wanted it elevated above the belt. Haas fouls it off to get another one. He's got Haas thinking fastball here.
Eric's been on twice with a single and a walk. Just past the mound, it will get Cain to third base, but Hosmer out at first, and now they'll need a base hit from Perez to tie the game. Fans, sign your little ones up to join the Royals Blue Crew. For just $30, your little Royals fan will receive a youth jersey, flat bill cap, 2 ticket vouchers, free stadium tour, and much more. Join now by visiting Royals.com/Blue Crew. Well, here is Salvi. Just his second game since coming off the disabled list. Kane represents the tying run.
Cincinnati only 1 wild pitch this year.
Ouch.
Yeah, well, you know, he's obviously still in a little bit of pain. Maybe not obviously, but whenever he goes to one knee like that and takes a breath, you wonder how much it's bothering him, if it is at all.
It may not be completely healthy until the offseason.
That's right. Possibility of that. Especially when you swing and miss.
Story will take care of it. The Royals do score 1 and draw within 1 of Colorado on a single by Whit Merrifield and a double by Lorenzo Kane. It's 3-2 Colorado at the end of 5.
Game of 3, Rockies up by 1, 3-2, top of the 6th game break. We got to take you up out to Chicago. Polanco, shortstop. All of a sudden, he's finding some pop. He took our old buddy James Shields deep at guaranteed to rake field.
And the wild card standings right now, New York has the top spot. Minnesota owns the 2nd spot. And then it's the Angels a half game back. And then Kansas City 1.5 games back.
Okay. Very nice job by the young man. Looks like all that love means he's done.
Royals will have 26 within the division after the Rockies, and the next 9 versus Cleveland, or the 2 teams battling for a wild card spot, Tampa Bay and Minnesota.
Ryan Buckner still in 6'3", 220. He's a big lefty. Cutter, slider, low to mid-90s.
Faced a lot of these Rockies, pitching for the San Diego Padres. He was able to get that critical out in the 5th inning with the bases loaded, as Kennedy went 4 2/3 innings. Strike in there. Peter Moylan warming up in the Kansas City pen. But Black on a balance his lineup up, as he has a right-hander in Lucroy right now, and then the lefty Tapia, then a righty Story, then a lefty Blackman. Good slider there at 84, and Lucroy couldn't do much with it. Colorado with 3 runs on 7 hits. The Royals with 2 runs on 9 hits. Rockies with 2 long balls by Arenado and Blackman. Their other runs scored on a sac fly, and the Royals runs either engineered by Whit Merrifield, Mike Moustakas, Lorenzo Cain. 3-2. Tapia next. And right after him with a fastball right down the middle. Want to walk that leadoff man, not with their offensive power.
Yep, make him swing it.
Rockies got off to that hot start. 47-26 through June 20th, but 10 under 500 since. Back up the middle. Merrifield backhands. Nice play.
Like how he shuffled his feet to get to that hop. Watch him. You got to get those feet right. See that how his feet shortened up there? Those short choppy steps. Got to time it. Throw off of that right foot. Beauty.
Is it tough to read a ball coming off the mound? They kind of give it an odd hop.
No, being an infielder, Fizz, you're used to all kinds of hops, and so really you like that because once it hits the mound, it elevates it. It gets it up and it bounces. It's easier to pick. Good question.
Tapia 0 for 2 with a strikeout, ground out. Gordon should reach this one. He does. And there's 2 out. Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with Girls on the Run and their dedication to empowering young girls and instilling confidence through running. Learn more about how you can get involved this fall and visit foxsportsupports.com. Two out, nobody on for Story, and the Royals will have Moose coming up to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Strike 1.
Buckner gets going, you know, at 6'3". He has a nice downhill angle, and he got a little 3/4 sidearm delivery too. I mean, not sidearm, but it's a 3/4 slot. Pretty good angle. Oh, that one got away.
Go ahead and hit the Durham Bull. Show him that you can be effectively wild. Last 2 have gotten away from him. Story almost hit it out his first time up. Long drive to deep center field, but Cain ran it down at the wall. And as Hud said, likely out at Coors Field in Colorado, but not at the K. 3-1. Big time power for a shortstop. 27 home runs last year, 18 this year, just in his second big league season. And popped up but foul and out of play.
Make him earn it.
Maybe because Blackman is in the on-deck circle is the reason he's not going with a slider on a 3-2 count. He continues to go with fastball, and that young lady delighted to have a souvenir.
She's got 2 now. 2 foul balls today.
There's ball 4, and apparently that young lady caught a scuffed baseball because it hit off the chocolate covered strawberries. That, let's see.
Hey, oh man, that's the strawberry guy.
And she just reached, she didn't even look.
Oh, she's going good.
Strawberries not so good. Oh, I mean, they're delicious, but I'm saying they got drilled by that foul ball. Here is Blackman with a man on. Strike 1. Charlie 2 for 3. He's upped his batting average to .335. And boy, Rex, he has really been talked about all year long as being one of the leading candidates for MVP this year, and playing with another candidate in Arenado.
Yeah, you know, just to have one hitter on your team that has the potential for an MVP, but to have 2, oh man, you're good.
And he is equally as good versus right-handers or lefties. Now, he mainly faces right-handers, but he has 6 home runs off the southpaws.
11 games over 500.
What a player. Hails from Dallas, Texas. Went to Georgia Tech. Hitting over .380 since the All-Star break. Story is 5 for 5 stealing bases this year. All of a sudden, with 2 strikes, he goes with that Hosmer approach, trying to go to the opposite field. What do you think he's got in that beard? Maybe he's growing some mushrooms or cabbage, or.
Well, there could be a few critters in there, Fizz, but he keeps it groomed pretty nicely, though.
You think?
Uh-huh.
I could see him in the Rocky Mountains. Pack mule. Maybe a miner's pick.
Yeah, it's got that look.
There's gold in them Lar Hills. Slider misses. Most mountain men don't wear eye black, though.
Nope. But I like that eye black. That looks like the real deal. It's not some tape on eye black. That's painted on with a stick. We talked about, you know, the different ways in eye black happens the other day. Rhino was up here. We were talking about the stick on. You know, it kind of has stickers. For kids, be careful when you take them off because they'll peel your skin off sometimes. The old days, they would light a match and do an old cork, and they would, you know, they would blow out the match and put the cork on. Then cork would give you the eye black, and then the whole thing is to keep the glare. Keep the glare down. Put the dark black underneath your eyes like that. It absorbs the glare, takes it away from your eyes.
Boy, he is tough to get out. Buchter's thrown tough pitch after tough pitch, and Blackmon fouling off. Reminds me a little of Matt Carpenter, just the way he competes in every at bat.
Yep.
Another slider. Another terrific pitch. Low outside off the plate. He has seen 7 from Ryan Buchter. Slider after slider after slider, all of them well located down. Blackmon continues to make it tough for Ryan to get him out. The Royals with a great opportunity. The Red Sox have won their game over the Cleveland Indians. And the Royals, if they can keep the score down, come back in this one, they could climb to within 5 of Cleveland.
Waste one.
Foul.
Ooh, at least he broke his bat. He's got to go get some new lumber now. Didn't make him happy. It's probably his good bat. He was ahead of it. He hit it off the end of the bat. Did not jam him.
He's thrown him 9 pitches. Only 1 has missed.
Got 10 pitch coming here, and with a new bat, it's not going to work. He's going to swing and miss right here. Watch. Doesn't have the same feel.
Okay.
Look at him. See, he's trying to touch it a little bit. Say, hey, come on now.
I was hoping they'd give it a balsa wood bat.
All quality lumber up here, but let's see. See if he can sneak one by him.
Runner goes. And it's flipped to left field, and Blackmon gets his 3rd hit of the game.
I lied. Wow. Did you see how he was touching that barrel, though?
Great at bat.
Yeah, that was tremendous. He was just, you know, he just is up there trying to do that. It's hard to hit a doinker trying to do that, but he was. I mean, how do you hit that? Really?
Look at that pitch.
Look at all those pitches out there. You just got to credit him.
I think Dave Eiland will show him that whole sequence and say, Ryan, you did your job very well, and he leaves. I'm sure Ned said the same thing.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that.
Here comes Pete with the belly flop.
Peter Moylan has been in so many big situations, and last night we saw something we had never seen from him before. He said he really thought that he could make this play, and as soon as he missed, he said he knew he was going to hear it from every one of his teammates, from all of the fans. He was happy to give him a laugh. I said, "Are you now the flying Aussie?" He said, "No, I'm the flopping Aussie." So they enjoyed that. By the way, that last at bat, Jeff Montgomery said it reminded him some bad flashbacks of Wade Boggs.
Wow, good call there. Good call. Those 300 hitters, they know how to put it in play.
Now LeMahieu. Strike one. Royals bullpen did a great job last night. First it was Mike Minor. And it was Peter Moylan to get that last out in the 8th inning. And Herrera and Alexander in the 9th.
Hold him down here. Sinker, slider. Beauty. Right where you want it. Keep it there.
Seems like the top of the order is up every inning. Back up the middle, and that will score Trevor Story. Make it a 4-2 ball game.
His first hit and his 5th try against Moylan. 3rd hit tonight. Stayed in the middle and up. Good swing.
Arenado has homered, walked, and struck out. Struck out with the bases loaded last time up. Key out as Colorado only scored 1 despite having the bases loaded and nobody out. Kennedy and Buchter then were able to work through that dicey situation and allow just the 1. Now 1st and 2nd with 2 out. Alexander just got up because right now you've got the right-hander Arenado, but then the lefty Parra is on deck. The field, and the first man to sprint off was Witt.
Way off the base.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Looked like he got his hand on that base before the tag.
And they're going to look at it. It looked like Blackman jammed his hand getting back there, and Witt, first trying to apply the tag, was thrown off because that left hand kind of spiked in the ground, and he had to come down when the hand was on the bag.
Yeah, watch his left hand. He gets on the base before the tag. And Blackman did a nice job of keeping his right hand away there. See, he kept that away and was able to sneak it in there, and I'm sure that's going to be overturned. Yeah, Whitley was going for his right hand, and then when he saw he didn't do it, he had to get to the left hand, and that's clear.
The inning started innocently with a ground out by Lucroy and a fly out by Tapia, but then Story walked. Blackman, after a tremendous duel with Ryan Buckner, flipped one into left field, and Story went to third, and then LeMahieu singled up the middle to make it 4-2.
It was a great attempt, as Blackman was way too far off the base, but you know, like his previous at bat getting a hit on the 10th pitch, he's crafty going back into the base there, taking that right hand away. That was a nice move. It wasn't like his right hand got stuck. He did that on purpose. You see a lot of base stealers or guys that go in and they slide. The throw beats them, but they manipulate the tag, and they're able to just show them an arm, take one away, trick them around the bases. Happens every night in baseball.
I'll tell you, they're checking every single angle back in New York. Maybe they have a different angle than we have been showing.
Moreland, we talked about him last night as a good athlete. I watch him out every day take balls at first base. He catches balls from the infielders. He helps. He does everything he can, and he's got 3 career pickoffs. And it's not going to be his 4th. It is. Wow. Hey, they'll take it. His 4th career pickoff. Very nice.
Colorado scores 1. Royals need 2 to tie.
Way to go, Whitley.
Brought to you by Thoroughbred Ford. Every day there's a great deal waiting for you at Thoroughbred Ford. Here at Kauffman Stadium, good game. 4-2. Rockies have the lead. Each team with 9 hits. The 6th inning, of course, is our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is Dawn Graham Ponder from Pleasant Hill. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Dawn, you win $700. But if the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, that would be wonderful. And Don, you would win $25 grand for Sonic and the Royals. Well, the new pitcher KC will see is Chris Russin. What's he got, Hud?
He's a 6'2", 195 southpaw, 30 years old, 87 to 90. Not overpowering, sinking, cutting, slider, curveball.
And he's pitched very well this year. 6-1 with a 2.86 ERA in 73 career appearances. And since allowing 4 runs on April 26 to the Washington Nationals, he's been scored on just 11 times in the next 40 outings, of 2.17 ERA. Moose, very capable. Count 1 ball, 1 strike, singled his first time up and scored the first run.
throw a lot of sliders to Moose. Lefty's not too shabby at all. Anything around 250, that's good. Two strikes, he'll take you to left. But if you pitch him inside, watch out.
Yeah, he has whistled the last 2 foul.
You know those 8 homers that we just showed you off of lefties? That leads all left-handed hitters against left-handed pitchers. That's what's impressive in the American League.
Some guys like it. Brandon Moss says that he likes it because it takes away that changeup. There's a slider away.
And Russin has a good changeup. Bonifacio might see it. Right-handed batter on deck.
He's out of Detroit, Michigan, and was the Cubs' 4th-round pick in 2009. Out of Kentucky. Hop back foul. The Rockies have 3 left-handers: Russin, Mike Dunn, who we saw last night, and Jake McGee, veteran. Three and 2. Royals have had their leadoff man on 4 times, and twice they have scored him. Gonzalez had him played perfectly and makes the catch for out number 1. Well, calling all yogis. Join the Royals and Rex Hudler for the 3rd annual Yoga Day on Sunday, September 10th. This theme ticket package includes a pre-game 1-hour yoga practice on the outfield grass, a Royals-themed yoga mat, and a light breakfast at Rivals. You'll also have a ticket to watch the Royals take on the Twins for that afternoon's game. Purchase your tickets today at Royals.com/theme tickets. And Hud, you've got to be there.
Do you think Bert Blyleven would join me?
Let's do it. Let's get Bert, you and me.
Yeah, maybe Dan Gladden on the radio side over there.
I think the invitation has been extended.
We'll get the Twins out there.
It's a fair ball, and Bonifacio is out number 2. But it's really been a wonderful experience. They had probably, I think, about 300-400 yogis out in center field last year. And the young lady who taught the class was Jennifer Glass, the Glass family. That's
nice.
Right. Yeah, she's excellent.
Well, let's call all yogis out. Bonifacio didn't care for that at bat. That ball rolled about 2 feet off the plate.
Strike in there, 1 and 2. Russin does have a save this year, Hud, and it was in a 9-1 victory. How did he do it? He pitched 3 solid innings.
Okay.
The 18th 3-inning save in Rockies franchise history. There's a base hit. Tying run will be coming to the plate, and Alex Gordon. Escobar with 2 hits tonight after seeing his 11-game hit streak end last night.
Perfect. That's a backdoor breaker, and that's exactly what you do to those. try to pull it. You're going to pull it into an out. Very nice. Didn't even move his feet. Didn't even take a step. All hands. Beautiful.
Gordon has lined out and hit into a 3-6-3 double play. Final game of this series will be tomorrow afternoon. Jake Junis going for Kansas City. German Marquez for Colorado. Pre-game show at 12:30 with Joel and Monty. And we head to Cleveland for an important central matchup with the Indians. Second baseman LeMahieu will throw out Gordon, and we head to the 7th inning of play with Colorado leading Kansas City 4-2. That's how the game got where we are right now. Colorado with a 4-2 lead over the Royals. The Royals with 10 hits in this game, but they've left 7. And Arenado with his 29th home run. Blackman with his 30th. With Merrifield 3 for 3 in tonight's ball game, driving in 1 run, scoring another. And now it's Moylan's job to keep the Rockies quiet. Arenado, Parra, and Reynolds. He floats that slider in there at 78 miles an hour. He went 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rockies got up to that great start. Actually had the edge on the Dodgers, and the Dodgers got ridiculously hot from May on.
Yep.
Dodgers had a chance to win their 90th today, but lost at Pittsburgh 1-0 on a Josh Harrison walk-off home run in the 10th inning, breaking up Rich Hill's no-hitter. Where was that?
I don't know. Pete wanted it. You could tell with that body language he gave.
Low strike. I always figure if you can graze the corner, call it a strike. Man, a beautiful slider at a slow 78-mile-an-hour pace. Strikes out the great Nolan Arenado.
Second time he struck out tonight, but this is really nice. He took enough off of it to get him out front.
Some of the Royal coaches might have been arguing now Salvador Perez is protecting his man. I think it was Pedro Grifol. He and Salvi very close. Pedro thought that Moylan got squeezed a little bit. We did too. See, that's beautifully located. Parr saying, didn't that look low? I like the umpire. It was the old-time umpire back in the 1930s. He said, when guys would come to the plate, he said, gentlemen, I miss on the close ones, so you better be swinging.
Yeah.
And they did.
That's all good when an umpire tells you that.
Yep.
That way you know.
Up the middle, backhanded by Witt. Quick toss. Great hit by Hosmer. That's a nice play.
Whitley made one just like that earlier tonight, and he did it again with the help of Haas. Look at this dig. Oh, yeah. Nice backhand, right to it. Little hop. Short pick. Look at how Haas starts his glove on the ground and goes out towards the field and up.
Man, Steve Kurtenbach's camera guys are fantastic.
We got the best.
Great looks. Two out, nobody on. Royals have the top of the order coming up in the bottom of the 7th inning. Merrifield, Kane, Cabrera. Moylan wants to keep him quiet. Try to get Reynolds to go for his sinker. Reynolds came up in the Arizona organization, hit a career high 44 home runs one season. That was back in 2009. He hails from the University of Virginia. 3-1. That Cavaliers baseball program has become mighty impressive. Won a College World Series title. Three and two. Well, Eric Cooper tried to ring him up, but that was just strike two.
He had me rung up as well.
That was practice.
Yeah, that was Cooper's ring up call. Oh.
There you go. Didn't need to ring him up. That's a sweeping slider and a strikeout for Peter Moylan, who gets 2 in the inning. We'll see Witt and Kane.
Yes.
And Cabrera.
Get him a win. On here, but the Royals are going to mount a comeback here in the 7th inning, just like we promised you earlier in the game. It's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Hey, Whitley's at it again. Not one, not two, but 3-hit win. Back at it. That's right. Scored Moose earlier in the game. He'll take it. See if he can get that 4th knock. Get this thing going.
Twice he's had an opportunity for the cycle this year. And he did have a 4-hit game. That was a career best. Swings and misses at Pat Neshek's slider. And boy, he has been so tough to hit. 1.47 ERA.
2.19 average. Man, he's filthy.
5 walks.
Yeah,
54 strikeouts.
Just check him out. We saw him last night. He's filthy. He's got the whole deceptive package. Gets you to swing off the plate. Fastball, slider. And he likes to sink that fastball. Frisbee type slider. He'll be tough. Good guy to bunt, really.
But Witt gets his 4th hit with a rope to center field.
That is so nice. How about Whitley? Man, I'm on man. You know what? He's locked back in, getting his base hits up to center field now. I'm gonna tell you what. Look at him. He's locked in. He just sets that foot down, keeps it. Got a little back leg bend there. Good head position there. He's off. He's going. He's working it. Neshek found too much in the middle to a hot hitter.
Ties his career high with 4 hits. Jake McGee just got up in the Colorado bullpen. And Hud, could this be a good running situation? There's a lot of Neshek arms and legs coming at you.
Absolutely. He could rip him off in a second.
And not only that, but he gets a lot of ground ball outs, and you want to stay out of a double play.
Yep, he sure does. Guys try to pull him. Best way to do that is to stay up the middle like Whitley did, or go to right. Or unless he hangs one, take him deep. Tie it up.
Neshek has allowed 3 home runs this year.
That's right. 1 to a right-handed batter, 2 to left.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Kane had the big double back in the 5th inning to draw the Royals to within 1, but the Rockies rebounded with a run in the 6th inning on the DJ LeMahieu single. Ooh. He did not look comfortable on that swing at all.
No, he raised his eye level. Good pitch by Neshek. Oh, we got to show you the game break here. Pittsburgh to go back up to Chicago again. Minnesota. They're trying to hold on here in the ninth inning. Oh, I don't think so. Tim Anderson found a hole. Here comes Garcia home, and you can put it on the board. Yes. Walk off.
That's
Twins
a big win.
Lose. Twins lose.
And they had the game-and-a-half lead on Kansas City in the wild card.
Ooh. Man, watch your kneecap.
I'll say.
Yikes.
Melky with his imitation of the Peter Moylan belly flop.
That's right. Get out of the way of that, baby.
Merrifield goes, and the throw goes almost into center field. That's a tremendous recovery by Trevor Story just to keep it from going into center field.
Yeah, it was
and for Merrifield, that's his 24th steal.
It was a nice pick and good pitch to go on. Lucroy might have got crossed up by Neshek. He wasn't sure exactly what was coming. He looked a little bit shaky on that, but he's still good enough to get to a good throwing position. But Woodley was in there with his oven mitt and everything. Look at that jump. Way to go. That was perfect. Yeah, 24th bag. Only been caught twice. He's amongst the top 10 in the American League in steals.
Melky trying to bring him home. Cabrera singled in the first inning. Last two times up has grounded out. Three balls and one strike. The left-hander McGee likely ready for Hosmer. Colorado scored one in the first, one in the third, one in the fifth, one in the sixth. Royals with runs in the second inning and the fifth inning, and now a 3-2 count to Melky.
Good rip.
They're waiting to drink. Well, maybe they're not going to wait. When you're thirsty, you're thirsty.
Yeah, he's taking a nice slow sip here. Melky wants to give Neshek a parting gift. There's no way he's staying in for Haas.
Oh. Swing and a miss. Down goes Cabrera, and out comes Buddy Black. And I'm sure he'll ask for Jake McGee to face Haas. And we'll be right back. broadcast is presented by the authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals. And what a beautiful evening it is here in Kansas City. Steve Physiok, Rex Hudler, Joe Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery. Brian Shapiro is producing tonight. Steve Kurtenbach, our All-American director. Sam Abramson. Dave Holtzman. And a cast of thousands. Al Broughton. Jake McGee comes out of the bullpen. He's usually called on late for Colorado, one of the 3 left-handers, and he is the one with the most experience. Lefty's only batting .227 off of him.
Haas, he knows what to do against lefties. Nice numbers. McGee, fastball slider, good heater. Low to mid-90s. Wow. Yeah. Haas is ready. I like that. He's swinging first pitch. He's gauged in on his pitch now. His swing versus his pitch.
Let's go Royals!
That's right. They believe.
Tried to get that fastball on the outside corner. Missed. 1-1 count. Merrifield started the inning with a single. Then after an out, stole second base. Cabrera, though, struck out.
McGee has given up 2 home runs to left-handed hitters. Not going to be easy.
Ooh, a late call by Eric Cooper. Wow. I'm not saying it's not a strike, but boy, that was a late call. Hosmer stepped out and shook his head. Eric very good at taking that outside fastball to left field. Way outside with the fastball. Got a good fastball, averages 95.
There is no right-hander up in the bullpen for Salvi in case Haas gets on. Maybe that's because Bud Black has faith in McGee's only giving up a .218 average to right-handers, 2 home runs.
Tried to get him to chase a slider on a 2-2 count. To left field, and that ball's going to drop. Whit Merrifield's going to score, and the Royals once again within 1. Hosmer with his 70th RBI of the year.
Oh, was that nice. Fighting off that fastball from McGee. Oh, that was perfect hitting there. Way to go. Just knock that run home any way you can. Way to go, Whitley. 4-hit night. Haas, that was perfect. Just exactly what you want to do. Get a hit there. Heck, 3-2. Fastball jammed him, but he's so strong. He fought it off. That's his second knock of the night.
Now, you gave the numbers on Jake McGee versus right-handers, .218 average.
Yep, 2 home runs he's given up. Now let's see. Salvi, he's
hit 7, and he hits that one down the line foul.
He's 3 for 4 in his career off McGee.
He's got 21 home runs this year, and 7 of them off left-handers. Good swing. Salvi dropped the bat. I'm sure he's in a little bit of pain again. Well, you talk about a tough competitor. He wants to help his team win any way he can.
Let's take a look at it again now. It's the swing and misses. You know, he's still irritated. There's no doubt about it.
Darn it.
Yep.
Nick Kenny and his staff have done a great job.
Yep. That's a concern. Look.
Breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Don't want to swing at those. That's what irritates it even more. It's the swing and misses.
Get him on, get him over, get him in. Two balls, 2 strikes. Cleveland has lost. Minnesota has lost. Three and 2. It was a 3-2 pitch to Eric Hosmer. Eric was able to drop it into left field. Drive in Whit Merrifield to draw the Royals to within 1.
He's careful. He's being careful with Salvi with the left-handed hitting Moose on deck. He's going to see if Salvi will swing out of the strike zone.
Again down to 1 knee.
Might have been ball 4. That ball was a little bit down. Salvi wants to please the crowd in the worst way. He's a pleaser. Doesn't have to though. You got Moose on deck. So stay away, Lucroy. See what he puts down here.
Oh. Reynolds, nice play, and that's the final out. But the Royals score a run. A base hit by Eric Hosmer to plate with Merrifield. It's a 4-3 game.
Hang it in there.
Join the Brotherhood of Muscle at the Dodge Summer Clearance event going on now, and by Academy Sports and Outdoors for all for less. Isn't that beautiful?
Sure is.
Home sweet home. Royals trying to get a victory at home. They are 34-29 at Kauffman Stadium this year. Absolutely gorgeous evening. When the game started, 77 degrees was the temperature. Blue skies overhead, not a cloud in the sky. And now Scott Alexander, who got his first career save last night, will try and keep these Rockies quiet in the 8th. Let the Royals try and tie it or take the lead in the bottom of the inning.
Two beautiful sinkers last night. Strike one. And game over.
And NS, a nervous save it was.
Oh man, I'll say.
Carlos Gonzalez will be the leadoff batter, then Lucroy, then Tapia, lefty, righty, then a lefty, and that is a strike. Royals with 12 hits again tonight, but only 3 runs. Strike 2.
Now we might see a slider. He only throws a slider to a lefty. Rarely see it to a righty. 96, 97% sinkers.
Yeah, over the weekend against Cleveland, he threw a nasty slider down and away and got a great swing and miss from a lefty hitter.
It's coming here. Let's see how it looks. That's what he wanted.
Struck him out on a foul tip into the glove of Perez, and there's 1 out. Fans, you don't have to go to a galaxy far, far away to get your Star Wars fix. Just come out to the K on September 10th. Purchase the Star Wars Day theme ticket to receive an exclusive Drew Butera TIE Fighter pilot bobblehead and see the Royals take on the Twins. Purchase your theme ticket today at royals.com/theme tickets. And that's a pretty impressive Drew Butera TIE Fighter. I mean, it's good looking. I mean, when Drew is a grandfather years from now, old and wrinkled like I am, he can show that bobblehead to his grandkids and say, see what I looked like when I was young in a TIE Fighter?
That's right.
In the galaxy far, far away?
Yeah.
Let's go to Joel.
All right, Fizz, we'll change the topic from that and talk about Scott Alexander. We had him on Price Chopper Royals Live today, and he was talking about warming up last night. He said that he had been in a situation, not to save a game, earlier in the year where he came in against Minnesota in an injury situation, and he felt like he rushed it a little bit. There's 20,000 people just staring at you, and he just reminded himself last night to take his time. He said, I am not going to tell them that I am ready and that I am warm until I see 5 or 6 of my sinkers going down the way they're supposed to. And so there you see, looking good once again. But I like what he said after the game too. He said that he looked forward to the opportunity. He wanted to take advantage of that opportunity. He did so. Continuing growing process for Scott Alexander, but really just focused on himself and that sinker last night, blocked the rest of it out and took care of business.
Well, he's taking care of business right now, striking out Gonzalez and then Lucroy, and now facing Tapia. Royal pitchers have struck out 10 Rockies in this game, and that was a painful foul for Tapia. We see that a lot with a guy with a good sinking fastball.
Better do. Sure do. It's painful. Right off the top. Top foot's really painful.
Well, Alexander can't pitch much better. 2 strikeouts and a soft line out by Toffia. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Moose, Bonifacio, and Escobar coming up. Fans, you can commemorate the inaugural Players Weekend August 25th through the 27th at MLBshop.com with limited edition Royals jerseys and tees featuring player pick nicknames. Wear the gear and the players will wear on the field this weekend. Available while supplies last at MLBshop.com. Wonder Dog. I saw that jersey. The Royals will be in Cleveland. Haas and Moose.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see. I mean, I love the color. Color's really nice to see their nicknames on the back. I mean, it's all the
just like the Little Leaguers.
Yeah.
In Williamsport right now.
You know what? Bring the game to them.
Moustakas 1 for 3, singled his first time up and scored a run. Strike 1.
McGee, fastball slider, low to mid 90s with that pitch, that heater.
Try to sneak that curveball on the inside corner. Mike wasn't fishing.
He didn't try to sneak a piece of cheese by him here.
Hit well. Center field. Blackman back. Has it measured about 15 feet from the warning track. Pulls it down.
Just
out
off,
number 1.
just off the end of the bat. He was a little out front of that. Oh, I knew it was coming. Didn't quite barrel it. Good try, Moose.
Bonifacio singled back in the 4th inning. That one way low, ball 1. Jorge with 15 home runs this year. Swing and a miss.
Royals with 12 hits tonight, and they're not done. How about that, McGee? That ball comes out of his hand pretty lively.
I mean, that's a smooth delivery he's got. He looks good.
Yeah, their bullpen ERA as a unit only 4.54 ERA, but again at Coors Field much higher there. They are first though in the National League in save percentage at 76.
Okay, that's because of Holly.
And they've got plenty of good arms.
Uh-huh.
McGee is one of their best from the left side. That's hit well. Blackman will have room right near the warning track. So two well struck balls by Moustakas and Bonifacio wind up in Blackman's glove.
I'll say too bad he couldn't have pulled that. If he'd got out in front of that a little bit, might have been a different story, but that was well struck. 400-footer.
First pitch, strike one to Escobar, who's been on twice with a pair of hits, one to center, one to right. Royals have never led in this game. Brandon Bauer looks like he'll be coming in for the ninth inning, facing hitters 9, 1, and 2. Popped him up right side. Gonzalez makes the catch. We head to the ninth inning of play. Bauer will be on the mound when we come back. They lead at 4-3 as we go to the ninth inning of play. Tomorrow's starting pitchers. Afternoon affair for the Royals and Rockies. German Marquez. They really like this young pitcher for the Rocks. 10 wins this year, 4.24 ERA. And Jacob Junis will go for Kansas City, and he'll likely be throwing to Drew Butera. He's been throwing the last couple of starts to Cam Gallagher, but when Salvi was brought up from the disabled list, Cam went back to AAA Omaha.
Okay, Bauer, mid-90s fastball, nice downward plane slider. Solid changeup.
Keep him quiet. The Royals likely will face Greg Holland in the bottom of the ninth. Story's been on twice with a single and a walk and scored both times. No leadoff walks. And it's a 3-0 count. Now with Blackman coming up and LeMahieu and Arenado. You might not only be taking here, but on 3-1. Nope. Off the plate, ball 4.
Let's show you our Jeep drive of the game. We'll go back to the 3rd inning. Charlie Blackmon with his 30th homer. Yeah, it was deep enough. It looked like a little slider up there that stayed up. He was able to get up underneath it just over the fence. 30th.
Strike 1. There's that changeup you were talking about, and it's a firm one at 88 miles an hour.
Sure is. He's got Herrera stuff.
Facing a guy with 3 hits in the game and hitting .390 since the All-Star break. Back-to-back changeups.
Good call by Salvi there. He's looking for the heater. Here, he's going to go back to doing what he did in his last at-bat off of Brian Buchter. Just try to put the ball in play now. Same situation.
Try it again. They're going to tag up. The story's going. And he will make it. Did he come off the bag? It looked like he did. Kept his hand on there.
Plays right in front of him. He could read it. Overslid. Watch out for the knee.
Even if your body separates at all from the bag. We saw that with Terrence Gore a couple of times last year.
I don't know what's bothering him, his knee or his arm.
Now LeMahieu, who has a 3-hit game. Their top 2 hitters have 6 hits. At 96 miles an hour, he finds the strike zone. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. To short, backhanded by Escobar. 2 outs. Fans, you can cheer on longtime Royal Alex Gordon on Thursdays in his fan section. Gordo Nation, for only $35, you get a seat in left field, a limited edition Charlie Hustle brand t-shirt, and an Alex Gordon big head. Join your fellow fans for this fun experience supporting Gordo. For tickets, go to Royals.com/theme tickets. And our next Gordo Nation game will be tomorrow afternoon. And after that in September. September 7th against the Twins. And Alex will be leading off the bottom of the 9th inning. Greg Holland, former great Royals closer, starting to get loose in that Colorado pen. 1 ball, 1 strike to Arenado. He's a strong man. Thank goodness Lorenzo Cain is fast, and we're going to see Greg Holland facing his former teammates when we come back. Greg Holland, in his career with the Royals from 2010 through 2015, 145 saves, 2-time American League All-Star. And this is a guy who has a record 47 saves for Kansas City back in the 2013 season. Part of the Royals' efforts to get to World Series in back-to-back years in 14 and 15.
Right, leads the National League in saves. He's having to go in 23 walks, though. Interesting. 23 walks in 44 2/3 innings. So maybe Alex can eyeball him, find any way to get on base against Holland.
Somehow get that tying run on.
Fastball, slider, low to mid-90s. They know what's coming. Holland has blown saves in consecutive 2 appearances back in August 6th and 8th. So he has only blown 3 all year. He's been really good, but you can get him.
35 for 38 in save chances. He still has that hard slider, but just a great competitor. And his family here, I know his dad got a hold of you, Scott, the other day.
He's already texted me tonight, and I had to text him back. We're going to get Holly.
There's that wicked split finger pitch. Foul ball. Royals drafted Greg in the 10th round, 2007, out of Western Carolina. And sometimes the scouts can't gauge a guy's heart. I mean, they can gauge his fastball, his breaking ball. But you talk about a great competitor, tremendous toughness.
That's it. Make him throw a strike with that slider. Talked about his walks. He's walked a lot.
He has struck out 57 in just 44 and 2/3 innings. Three and two.
Yep. He's counting on the Royals' aggressiveness, swinging out of their strike zone, but got to get on base anyway. Whitley with another shot at his first 5-hit game. Okay, heater's coming.
Ball 4. I can almost hear Denny Matthews saying leadoff walk, late inning, close game. There the Royals have opened the door. Let's go to Joel.
All right, we've got Boulevard Royals Live coming up. Can the Royals mount a dramatic comeback here in the 9th inning? We'll talk about that, plus get you ready for the series finale. Hear from Ned Yost, Jeff Montgomery analysis, and much more. And I just heard one fan yell down, "Come on, Holland, cut us a break." We shall see.
Well, Merrifield has been perfect. 5 for 5. Single to center in the first. Infield hit drove in a run second. Single run scored in the 5th. Single run scored in the 7th. Four hits and 4 times up. Good slider at 85 and an 0-2 count.
That's the one you want. Good rip on it. He waited till he got it up.
Up foul.
Yep, not easy. 5-hit games are very rare. They're hard to get. And then you got to face the closer to get that 5th one. That's tough. Whitley's battling. Now, Holland likes to throw that high heater up in the zone like that and raise that eye level and then finish it with the sliders down in the dirt. Whitley going to have to discipline himself to lay off of that one. Not easy.
That slider really backed up. This slider has more of a sharper drop, almost like a hard curveball.
It does. It has a good fallout.
Fouled off. Well, Bud Black called Greg Holland the greatest closer the Rockies have ever had.
Well, it's the total package. It's not necessarily the stuff, although it's good stuff. He's got mid-90s action with the slider, but it's his courage, you know, his toughness, his, mound presence, all of that whole thing. He's a gamer. He's a stand-up guy.
Merrifield to left. Tapia is able to run it down. Oh, man, he got a good jump in left field.
Oh, man, he sure did. Now, it almost got in on Whitley. Whitley just missed his 5th knock. Good try. He's visibly shaking as he's walking slowly off the field as Whitley. He thought he had that 5th hit. Good swing. He pulled his hands in, but Tapia showing that speed and why he's been
on that shuttle from AAA to the big leagues all year long. He's got skills. Good play.
The record for the most saves at Kauffman Stadium all time. Our Hall of Fame broadcaster, Jeff Montgomery, who's getting ready the post game with Joel and Quiz and Soria. Greg Holland was 76. Ball one. In there. Kane to right field. Gonzalez is able to run it down. So two well struck balls by Merrifield, and Kane right on the screws. Toppy with a nice running catch and left to Rob Merrifield, and now Kane smokes one right at Gonzalez. Now Lucroy with a conversation on how to get Melky Cabrera out. Royals have never led. They do have 35 comebacks on the year. Ball one. One ball, one strike. Crowd of over 25,000 on hand at Kauffman Stadium tonight. Lucroy's done a good job on those sliders in the dirt.
Alex wants to be ready to go on any balls in the dirt like that. Be ready to take second base, get in scoring position. Lucroy's got a good arm. I don't think that was the one to advance on, but be alive. Holland has 6 wild pitches.
Cabrera with a base hit to left. Gordon will stop at second base, and the Royals still in it with 2 out, 2 on, and Eric Hosmer coming up.
Wouldn't you know it? These two guys are best friends, and it's coming down to Haas. Haas and Holland. Nice swing by Melky. Found a hole.
Saw Greg take a quick peek back at Eric, who had his head down. Now tightens his gloves as he is 2 for 3 on the evening. Single in the first, a walk in the third, a ground out in the 5th. And a line single off McGee to knock in the Royals' 3rd run and close the gap to 4-3.
This is just the 8th time Holland has thrown 20 pitches this year.
Ball one. Strike.
Haas is really, I think he's probably more thinking, wow, that's my wheelhouse right there. Time against one of his best friends, former closer for the Royals, Greg Holland. 37th come from behind win. Wow, oh wow.
Ready for the Salvi splash. And you better believe Joel is going to be talking with the hero of this game, Eric Hosmer. But what a game it was, Hud. From the very first pitch, I mean, we were on the edge of our seat. Every single moment, the Royals kept coming back. And finally, with 2 out in the 9th inning, down by 1, this happens.
Yep, slider hit, stayed up, and Haas, he don't pull many of them, but he measured that one up. It was beautiful. Look at the crowd. Fantastic. It had plenty of distance. Only question was it going to stay fair? And it did. The Royals get the series.
Well, Joel is with Whit Merrifield right now.
Yeah, Eric Hosmer headed straight to the clubhouse after homering off of his former friend, Whit. Keep looking for that 5-hit night. That's okay. You guys got to win another 4-hit night for you. But how about the comeback with Haas and the home run?
It was huge for us. This is a good team. You know, this win tonight gives us a series, and what a big comeback win that was. Haas stepping up in the clutch like always, and fun night.
Yeah, I mean, obviously an incredible ending here for you guys. This was that game that just was so close all along. What was the feeling in there? I mean, it seemed like there were so many times where you were so close to breaking through.
Yeah, we had good at-bats all night. We were chipping away, and our pitchers did a great job keeping us in the game. And that's all we can ask for is a chance at the end to get a win, and we came through tonight.
We've talked so many times about the ups and downs of the baseball season and the streaks, but does it feel like right now you guys are back in with that mojo?
Well, we won tonight, so we're going to wake up and come to the park tomorrow morning and try to win again.
And look for the sweep tomorrow. Great job here tonight. 4 hits, Whit Merrifield.
Thanks, John.
All right, Whit Merrifield, and guys, we will head back upstairs to you.
Thank you very much, Joel. What a win for Kansas City. Another comeback, their 37th this year on this swing by number 35, Eric Hosmer.
It was loud.
The dark night rises.